How's it going, guys? This is the American Foot Channel, where we talk all things U.S. Men's National Team, MLS, and world football. Today, we're talking about the U.S. Men's National Team, who just finished their game against Morocco in a good 3-0 win, actually, against a pretty tough opponent from a tough confederation like the African one. This game literally just finished. I'm just making this video just to talk about it because I'm sure we all watched the game. It's a pretty entertaining game, a good win. I have a few notes here, really professional, and I'm just going to talk about some of the stuff that happened. Um, like and subscribe if you guys like what you're seeing. If you want to see me talk more about, you know, whether it's U.S. Men's National Team or any other kind of football, uh, go ahead and like that button, comment, do all that stuff, all that nice stuff. But yeah, like I said, U.S. won 3-0. Uh, like the first 10 minutes was the U.S. attacking, putting pressure on Morocco, who, you know, they came back and Pulley's doing an interview right now. But anyways, they came back and after like 10 minutes, after those 10 minutes of where the U.S. was just putting pressure on them, they started putting pressure on them as well. So Morocco started putting pressures. They started attacking too. They had some good chances. Um, it was really not too many chances where they tested Turner too much, but there was some decent stuff that happened. And then after the U.S. they scored first goal, and then Morocco still kept attacking, and then they scored the second goal, which I'm talking about a little more right now in a bit. And then that's when Morocco kind of fell apart a little bit. That first goal, it was a beautiful ball from Zimmerman, who could put in some decent long balls. I've seen him do it before, and Zimmerman's just a player I like a lot, good defender, and Pulisic with a great play, bringing it down, taking on the defender, on the goalkeeper, and he plays it for Aronson, who comes in and puts it away. Who, by the way, Aronson was all over the freaking place today. He was awesome. I loved him. He's a great player. He's gonna do well in the Premier League, honestly. And then the second goal, we had Weah, who he found some space. He got the ball. He turned around. He saw the opening, man. Which is, I love when players do this shit where they see the opening, they could take the shot. Like his shot was strong and it was moving a little bit, but honestly, Bono, like, he messed up. He should have saved that, but went in 2-0, and like I said, he saw the opening. He saw that. He took the shot, man. Instead of trying to do some other trickery, some other bullshit, he just took the shot, and I love that. And Weah's been so good for us. He's been so consistent for the national team recently, and I really like it. And then and then another player I want to talk about was Robinson. Well, he was on in the first half. He was able to pretty much hang with Hakimi, who's a strong player, man. Like, he's a world class player. Like, he's really good. I really dig Hakimi, and I was pretty mad when Real Madrid let him go, but he was able to hold his own, man. And that's, you gotta appreciate that. You gotta commend Robinson for doing that. Then he came off in the second half for Scally, he looked decent. He looked decent enough. A penalty that they called on, which I'm gonna talk a little about that a little more after. Anyways, but yeah, like going back to Pulley too, he looked pretty dangerous when he was on the ball most of the time, and I liked it. He's a player that could just hold the ball, bring the ball, do all kinds of shit. I love Pulley, man. And then another player I wrote down here a little bit, Aaron Long. He was pretty decent. Like, he wasn't bad. He got that yellow when he got beat. He got turned around by the Moroccan player. He earned that yellow. Definitely, you don't want to see that happening too much. But that's kind of it. He wasn't too bad. He was decent. A player that Greg seems to like a lot. I kind of don't get it. I kind of honestly, I don't like Aaron Long too much with Zimmerman. They're kind of too similar, even though I rate Zimmerman higher. But they're a little bit too similar players. I don't think we should be playing two center backs that are that similar. I don't know. That's just me. But he's a little faster than Zimmerman. He's more athletic. But anyways, that was a decent game. And then, like, their goalkeeper, Matt Turner, he was awesome, man. Like, he was pretty good. Like, every time he was called on, like, even if they weren't like super dangerous shots, like, he still responded, and he did his thing. He saved them. And then the penalty, he didn't save it, but it was smashed against the crossbar, so he didn't concede. So clean sheet. And then Jesus Ferreira, he's just not effective with the national team, man. Like, he's really not. Like, it's unfortunate because he seems to be pretty effective in MLS, but that's just, it doesn't translate to the national team, and that's unfortunate. To me, he's not really a 9. He's more of a 10. It's kind of like Firmino, which I'm not comparing them. They're obviously Firmino's levels above, but they're similar where they get played as a 9 sometimes, and I see them more as a 10. Like, they're more like players that are 10s to me. They can score goals, they assist, they're 10s. But anyways, then he came off. Ferreira came off for Haji Wright, who, like, just from this game alone. Like I've watched him play a little bit in Turkey, but just off this game alone, like he's more mobile than Pfog for sure. He's a big guy. He could do some hold up play, but he's more mobile. Like he gets in there, he moves around more. He could play with his back against a goal. Like it's just I like that he's more mobile. I personally like that more. I prefer that. But he does need to work on his decision making as well. And he took the penalty. It looked like Pooley was going to take it, Pulisic, but I think Adams was the one that convinced him to give. It looked like that on the broadcast at least. He convinced him that to give it to Wright to let him get a goal on his debut, which was pretty nice of him. It didn't seem like Pulley liked it, but he still let him take it, and he put it away. It was a good penalty, and congrats, first U.S. men's national team goal. Hopefully, there's many more. Let's see some more from Haji. I like to see him get a start, maybe if not in the next game, at least in the Nations League game, and yeah, and then going to the penalty, man. So the first penalty, there was a third goal that at first it looked iffy, but then on the replay you see that Hakimi totally takes out Pooley. It's a fair penalty for sure, and like I said, Haji put it away, and then there was that second penalty. Second penalty was BS. If anything, barely did Joe Scally touch. I don't even remember which Moroccan player it was, but barely, if anything, barely. Like his laces probably brushed him. They call it penalty. Bullshit penalty. Terrible. If there's VAR, they probably would have turned that around. But it was a friendly. But anyways, justice was served. The Moroccan player smashed it against the crossbar. No goal. But like I said, terrible penalty call, man. Terrible penalty call. Definitely would have been happy if that went in, but it didn't, thankfully. And we won. And there's some good performance on the field. Like Aronson, he was playing as an 8 today. He's all over the field. I love Aronson, man. He's the type of player that I just absolutely love. Love to see in the team. And then also Cameron Carter-Vickers went in the second half. He finally got to play after, what is it, like 2 years, 3 years of him. I think it's been like 3 years since he last played. He looked pretty good. He looked pretty good defensively, and I'd like to see more of him. I'd like to see him get a start. Hopefully we could see that in the near future in one of the upcoming games. See that dude get a start, and then we also had De La Torre come off the bench. He carries the ball. He carries the ball a lot. He's very tight with the ball. I really like it. It's the type of player you didn't really see for coming out of the United States like a few years ago. So I really like him. But anyways, that's just my little recap, guys. Just want to talk about a few things that I saw in the game. It's not really a tactical analysis or anything like that. Just thoughts, just from a fan. Been a fan for forever. Since I was a little wee lad like that, little guy. Been a fan, but yeah, this was just interesting to watch. It was a good friendly, pretty good win. Pretty excited about that. Pretty happy. Let's see against Uruguay, who's a tougher opponent for sure. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a damn fun game. I'm probably gonna make a video about that too. But anyways, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the game, enjoyed the win. I know there's still some question marks and stuff, but this looked decent. Let's hope we just keep building up and bring in some players in like Malik Tillman, who made his debut, and just trying him out, seeing what works. Give Wright some more time, Haji Wright. But anyways, y'all have a good one.